Hey, this is Dusty over here at German Auto Center. This is video making for all you do-it-yourselfers out there. This is the M62 BMW V8 with the Vanos setup. I know there is not a video on the internet showing how to do this setup, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the basics, what I had to do to get this thing going. First thing you want to do is to set this thing up on TDC. You're going to see a mark that says OT on the actual crankcase cover, timing chain cover, and directly beside that there's going to be a mark on the crankshaft pulley. This is OT. That is going to be your TDC mark. There's going to be a kit that you're going to need to get. I personally got mine off of eBay. It's the cheapest way to go. Instead of spending $1,400 to a tool truck service guy, you want to save some coin if you spent $400 on the internet. So that's what I would do. There's a pin that goes directly into that locks down the flywheel. So we'll start there. To make sure you're on TDC compression, you're going to want to make sure that both the cams on the right side of the engine, which is right side if you're sitting in the car, are facing up. That tells you TDC compression. The next thing you want to do is install, as part of the kit, there's a tensioner, mechanical tensioner that you can put on the guide rail where the hydraulic tensioner would go. You put that, kind of cinch it down, take some of the slack out of the chain, and then you're going to want to put the, I don't know if you can see them back there, but there are lockdown plates for the cams. Yeah, those lockdown plates are good, and make sure that everything's lined up. You got to remember that these bolts in the front that are on the cam are left-handed threads. That means they're backwards. So to loosen these nuts, these bolts, you have to go clockwise. The second thing is you're going to want to loosen each one. You're going to have to take off the sensor plate in the front. This has to come off first, and then your adjustments are inside. I'll show you the adjustments on this cam that we had got. Let me grab a special tool real quick. And it was sat down right here. This is part of the tool in the kit. Socket with two little tabs on it allows you to rotate the Vanos unit to its stop position. When you rotate it counterclockwise into the stop position, you're going to have these three little tabs sticking off the actual Vanos unit. To check to make sure that you are in the end stop position, you're going to want to take your digital ohm meter, put it on continuity check. So it'll give you a little beep letting you know that you're right where you need to be. As you can see, that's continuity. It's at the end stop. Before you make this adjustment, you're going to want to make sure that the center bolt in here is torqued about 40 Newton meters to hold tension, so that when you do adjust it with this tool, that it holds. So counterclockwise, cinched up tight, with the lockdown plates in the back, already installed, tension on the timing chain so you don't want anything to jump. And then after you make your adjustments with those things locked down, the Vanos adjustment is at the end stop, counterclockwise. Then you're going to want to torque these things accordingly. For my particular motor, counterclockwise adjustment on the actual inner Torx bit on the intake cam is 110 Newton meters. On the exhaust bolt right here, it's 125 Newton meters, and that's going counterclockwise to tight. So those adjustments are necessary. The next adjustment you're going to want to make, if you tried to do this without this tool, it's near impossible. I don't care how good your eyeballs you think they are. German engineering is that much more precise. So, within a couple degrees, the computer's going to pick it up and know whether or not this is set up. But this right here is another tool that locks down to the front of the head, because this thing is freewheeling. Once you loosen this nut right here, this sensor plate, this tone ring for the camshaft sensor, is adjustable. And the only way to set it back up in the right position, with everything locked down in place after you've done all your adjustments, is to put this nut on and put this right in the into the lockdown position. There's a pin that holds it, and once that is in position, everything's good to go. You tighten this down 40 Newton meters counterclockwise. That is pretty much all of the basic adjustments you're going to need to make sure that your timing on the engine is good for the Vanos and you don't set any codes. So, but the tool is extremely necessary to make sure this happens. Eyeballs do not work very well. I'm not saying that you cannot put the motor back together. You could, but you are risking potential check engine light, almost guaranteed. I'm not saying that you can't do it without it, but I'm saying it's very unlikely that it is possible. The next thing is, after your adjustments are all completely made, you want to make sure, after taking all the tools off, minus the tensioner, you rotate the motor around. A couple complete revolutions. Make sure there's no binding, nothing's going weird. Because the last thing you want to do is just fire this up with the engine power and have something go wrong, something give away, anything like that. So you want to do it by hand first, rotate the motor around when the lockdown plates are removed, minus the only thing you're going to want to keep on the car is the tensioner for the hydraulic fluid tension, because that is not there. The last thing, you do not want this thing to lose tension, skip timing, and then you're back to square one again. So the reason why I particularly had to do this job is very common on these things, is the tensioner rails, timing chain rails on the big chain usually break apart, fall in the pan. You end up starting here to start up rattles, stuff like that. So this is what is resorting me to this position I'm at right now. That's about it. If there's any other questions, just feel free to leave it in the comment box. Try to answer everything as best as possible. But likewise, eBay, it's called Cost Tools. It's for the M62 motor with the Vanos setup, V8. This is a 99 E39 body chassis, BMW. So hope everything was useful. Please leave a comment or a thumbs up if this helped you out. That'd be great. All right. Good luck to you guys. We'll talk to you soon.